Greetings and welcome back to SwitchedtoLinux. Well, I found this fascinating article today about a case where racketeering was used to stop a guy that was selling items for privacy. That sounds quite exciting. Well, before we jump into that, I will remind you that you can help support the channel if you're looking for a VPN because you do care about privacy. You can have a look at the link there on your screen. It's tlm.li/Nord. We'll get you to NordVPN. tlm.li is my own personal self-hosted link shortener. You can sign up for Nord over here. They do take cryptocurrencies. They're out of the 14 eyes. They have up to 6 devices can be connected simultaneously. Their best deal is the 2-year plan, which costs $95, billed one time for 2 years of service. Then they have also 1 month and 1 year plans as well. If you also want to look at a different one, I do have private internet access as well, tlm.li/PIA for private internet access. So before we jump into the rest of the article, let's just say hello to everybody. So Alice, greetings Alice, and hello Joe Johnson, hello to you, and Richard Addison, hello peoples. Peter, greetings. Let's see. Okay, so about like FTP versus Nextcloud. Nextcloud really isn't anything much close to FTP at all. FTP is file transfer protocol, utilizes a completely different set of ports, etc. It's better used for managing web servers, moving files back and forth. Nextcloud is essentially a replacement for Google services, Microsoft services, Dropbox services, things like that. That's why I like Nextcloud. I have a few good videos on Nextcloud, and I'm planning a bigger series on it as well. I'm actually going to be working on a few different series and adding more tutorials once we cross the 20,000 subscriber mark. So by the end of this month, I'm hoping to start rolling some of that stuff out. What can you do with Nextcloud on the more simple end? What can you do with it if you're more technical? How do you use it to replace Google Docs? How do you interface it with phones? Things like that. So I want to be looking into all of that kind of stuff. And so there's some other features, some other places out there that talk about it online as well. There's really not a lot of seriously good comprehensive sources for it right now. And that's one of the reasons I want to do more tutorials on it. But yeah, collaboration is big in Nextcloud. Really, Nextcloud is kind of like a... I mean, again, it replaces Google services, Microsoft services. The only one it doesn't actually have itself is email hosting that I know of within itself. But usually, for me, I put Nextcloud on, for a public-facing Nextcloud anyway, I put it on a cPanel for the best simplicity. And that's just, I mean, you just use the email with cPanel. That works. Let's see... Hello, Ben Fitzpatrick. How's it going there? And Steven, hello there. Tommy Roberts, greetings. Love your name. All right. I thought Kitty was sleeping, just like the puppies here. Nope, Kitty's awake. Kitty does WTE. The kitty, yeah, the kitty does what the kitty wants to. Yeah, that's right. Okay, let's leave some. Just time to allow. Fair enough. Upgraded. Yeah, let's keep on topic, Farron. Let's keep on topic today. All right. Thomas Holt, hello there. Lord Enix, greetings. Bad Wolf Plays, hello there. Already on Nord, very good. Mike W, hello there. And Newsboy UK, hello from the UK. Is there anarchy in the UK? Just got notified 2 seconds before live. Yeah, I just put this up like 35-40 minutes ago. So it was questionable whether I was going to make it back to the house in time. Does Nextcloud provide man pages? There's a lot of forums. Check out the Nextcloud forums for a lot of other things. Nextcloud is a fork of OwnCloud. So OwnCloud, I'm not sure. I think what happened is OwnCloud started to embed proprietary devices into it. And some people didn't like that, and so it was forked out into Nextcloud. I think Nextcloud is certainly a lot better of a product, in my opinion. Now, I haven't used OwnCloud Just from what I know about Nextcloud and studying the differences between the two. And I have a Nextcloud install in production, and it works great. Hello, Bean6754. How's it going there? All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this article. This comes from Ars today. So Ars Technica had this article. The CEO who sold phones with totally unbreakable encryption takes plea deal. And I looked at this article, I'm like, totally unbreakable. and the reality is he did a pretty good job. But you know, the crime bosses always come down. And they couldn't figure out other ways to pin on certain crime lords, so they just established RICO. So if you're unfamiliar with it, racketeering is basically they look at a pattern of criminal behavior. Usually you take these down on tax evasion is what you end up doing. So this guy here, what he ended up doing is he created a network which would allow phones to, it basically allowed phones to have very intense encryption. He sold them all completely anonymous, but you had to have a personal reference. It was literally, he was building it up specifically for criminal enterprise. So I'm glad they took this guy down because we need a lot fewer people out there breaking the laws, okay? We do not need to be breaking the laws, people. Obey your laws in your country. That's not why we talk about privacy and security, so we can circumvent the law. And I got news for you. The law's going to catch up. You know, as good as Silk Road was, good old-fashioned police work took that down. Good old-fashioned police work, and good on them. So basically, he had a 10-year-old company. He sold secure BlackBerry devices who were paying $4,000 a year for the device. They picked them up on racketeering. And of course they're hitting him in several things because really his entire purpose was to sell to drug dealers. And basically if you were caught, you could do a signal warning and they would remotely wipe your device. Okay. And that's really the problem, is that this is a service that was specifically used to break the law. And we don't need things like that out there. Okay. We need to make sure that we are not doing this type of stuff to break the laws. For example, people have asked my opinion about things like Popcorn Time, which you could install to nearly any Linux distro. But the problem with Popcorn Time is it allows you to freely watch movies that are not necessarily free, which means you are pirating movies. Now, I am not into that at all. I have never used it. I won't use it. Even if I were to go on, get a super secure VPN, go through there so I could watch movies. Guys, I have low opinion of Hollywood. I am not a friend of Hollywood. I'm not a friend of actors. I'm not a friend of all that kind of stuff. But for crying out loud, if I want to watch a movie, I'd better be paying for it, and you better be too. Don't be breaking the law. Don't be torrenting illegal things. Torrent free legal things. Fine, all you want. Don't torrent illegal things. Don't use privacy and security to break the law, because that hurts all of us in the privacy sector. And I'm kind of getting on my soapbox. I want to jump off my soapbox until we finish the article. Then I'm going to jump on that soapbox again. All right. So his company facilitated the distribution of hard drugs around the world by providing hardened BlackBerry devices designed specifically to thwart law enforcement. All right. Now, my phone is built with privacy and security in mind. It's not built to thwart law enforcement. Mostly, I want to prevent companies from accessing my data and trying to bombard me with marketing crap. Because it pisses me off, and I think it's bad for our society, because what happens is you get constantly marketed to the point where you don't even know what's right, what's wrong anymore, and you separate yourself for money you intended to spend all for stuff you didn't really need, and then they just repeat the cycle over and over. I don't care as much about the government as I should. I probably should care more about it. Mostly, I do what I do to protect myself from corporations. There's policies in place against the government. There's nothing in place against the corporations, and that's the problem. All right, so in October 2016, for example, the company advised Phantom Secure is high-end communication services designed for sophisticated and exclusive executives who need an effective and proven solution for their mobile concerns, adding no identification is required for purchase. And maybe we need to have more devices that identification is not required for purchase. That's the nice thing about going into Walmart and picking up a $30 crappy smartphone and paying cash for a prepaid plan. Of course, you go into Walmart, you're going to get surveilled anyway, but yeah, oh well. But really their entire thing was specifically to thwart law enforcement, and that's where we have our problem. All right. So it says, Department of Justice said in a statement, to keep communications out of the reach of law enforcement, Ramos and others maintain Phantom Secure servers in Panama and Hong Kong and use virtual proxy servers to disguise the physical location of its servers and remotely deleted or wiped devices seized by law enforcement. Ramos and his co-conspirators required a personal reference from an existing client to obtain a Phantom Secure device. And Ramos used digital currencies, including Bitcoin, to facilitate financial transactions for Phantom services to protect users' anonymity and launder proceeds from Phantom Secure, or launder proceeds from Phantom Secure. Ramos admitted that at least 450 kilograms of cocaine were distributed using his devices. So, of course, you can make the argument either way. I could use any old device to do something like that. Ultimately, my message is obey the laws. Don't get involved in this criminal activity. And if you're utilizing the resources on different channels to learn about security and privacy, don't do it to break the law. Don't do it to illegally torrent things that are illegal to do. Torrent legal stuff all day long. I've never used torrents until I got into Linux stuff. Now I use torrents all the time because it's the best way. It's the best way to use to download and to help facilitate the uploading of distros. Okay, so I'll take the distros off here, and I'll keep pretty much my entire archive is in there. And when I turn them on, when I have some spare time, I'll just turn on the computer, let it do its thing. Just go ahead and let it do its thing. And as it's out there doing its thing, I'll basically be seeding those distros for other people, which takes load off of the distro's servers, which costs them less money. And so I'm okay with that. So there's good legal uses for it. Now, this guy agreed to forfeit $80 million and tens of millions in ill-gotten assets, including, the Lamborghini, and his various cryptocurrency devices. His co-defendants, Kim August Rod, basically has a series of them remain at large, also facing racketeering charges. He lived in Vancouver. So, I mean, again, I should probably care a little bit more about the government intrusion. What I do pretty much prevents the company intrusion for the most part, and that helps what I do. But again, I'm not here to break laws, and I'm not advocating anybody break laws. It's stupid to, and they're going to find you, okay? And good old-fashioned police work will still track you down. That's kind of the ultimate message. But what frightens me about this article, and the reason I wanted to talk about it, is because all this security and privacy attaches all this to it, anybody who takes extra steps to be secure, anyone who takes these extra steps to be secure, they're going to get more heavily scrutinized. And by the way, if you're more heavily scrutinized, it gives you a whole lot more reason to obey the laws. So that's kind of my message today, okay? Obey the laws. Obey the laws. Otherwise, you might find yourself facing RIco charges, things like that. All right. Now, of course, if you need some help with privacy, Techlore. So his website is techlore.tech. All right. He is releasing a new guide to security and privacy. So he's rolling these out. The free version he's rolling out on YouTube. And if you just check out his channel, then you will be able to find, let's see, there's how to support the course. Let's see if the website's up. Okay, so you can watch it for free on YouTube and on DTube, and he's going to be working and putting the premium version up on Udemy eventually. But as for now, you can get it on YouTube or on DTube. Let's look at the DTube one over there. I've been over there before, so. All right, so over here, you can come over here and you can check it out. So he just started working on these. So the 1.1 and the 1.2 is out. These are fabulous courses. He's going to go into fine detail about all the various steps you can do. So be following this channel and be following this course. Again, though, use this for legal purposes, because really the antithesis of I have nothing to hide is I have everything to hide. And what people are saying who throw that argument out, I have nothing to hide, they're saying, well, I'm not doing criminal activity, as if that's the only concern. And there's a lot more concerns. And have a look at Does Privacy and Security Matter if you want to see all the fine details about why it's important on his perspective. And I would completely agree with those. So that's kind of my thoughts and what I want to talk about today. So I'll kind of hang out now for a little bit. I got to get back to work eventually here, but we'll kind of hang out for a little bit. All right, let's see. Hello, Linux Daily. It is going well on this end. All right, remember to ask for likes. All right, I'm going to ask for likes today. Like, comment, subscribe, all of the other fun stuff. Thank you, Maverick. Appreciate that. Really need a new name. But the Beanster, Mr. Bean. Call yourself Mr. Bean. He was British, right? I'll tell you. All right. Isaiah Briggs, hello there. MT Unit, hello. OwnCloud allows you to use expansions to your Google Drive and Dropbox and OneDrive. I think that that's where the controversy comes in, because to allow that to occur, you have to embed their proprietary code into it. And that's, I think, one of the things that some people had an issue with. Is there a user-friendly IRC channel? I don't know. Ars Technica isn't the best of names either. No, it's not. It's not. Only the government is allowed to do racketeering. That is right. Only the government can do racketeering, and they're good at it. Hello, Shurkan. How's it going there? I don't remember you. My apologies. My apologies. I don't. Okay, the government doesn't want anyone cutting into their action. Yep. Thoughts on FEMA and the presidential alert system. Oh, Lord. Oh, that's today, isn't it? Oh, Lord, that is today. Woohoo, it's today. Yeah, what, a couple hours or so, we'll all get our own presidential amazing thing to alert the... Let me look that up if you don't know what we're talking about. Oh, boy. Yeah, today everybody in America is going to get the, okay, what is it? 2:18 p.m. Eastern Time. We are all going to get a presidential alert. Woohoo! I'm going to get a message from Donald Trump. By the way, I got a letter from Donald Trump the other day. Yep. There you go. Got a letter from the White House. Yeah, there it is. Basically, this was when I sent in my comments about net neutrality. So I sent in, of course, and I did it almost, I mean, this is a while ago. So I sent in the comments to the net neutrality, and I did get a letter back. It's addressed to me. Woo! I think that's Donald Trump's signature. I'm not completely sure. It says, "Dear Mr. Murawski, thank you for taking the time to express your views on issues affecting our country. While we may not agree on every issue, as your president, I pledge to work with Congress to find common ground to make the United States stronger and more prosperous. I look forward to the enormous opportunity we have to work together in order to solve many of our important problems for the benefit of all Americans. I appreciate hearing your thoughts and knowing we share the same pride in our country and passion for improving it. If we unite, we will make America stronger, freer, and greater than ever before." Very cool. So, Yep. I got a letter from the president the other day. Basically in response, basically saying, yeah, I don't know anything about this net neutrality stuff, but Obama had something to do with it, so I got to get away from it, you know. So, you know, but yeah, my thoughts on this. Well, I mean, to be perfectly honest, you know, as long as the system is not abused, fine. If it becomes 1984, problem. So it kind of depends on how it's used, how it's abused. Obviously, there's issues like, what about false alarms? So it's good that they're telling everybody that this is good. Hopefully, most people are aware of this. So basically, 2:18 Eastern Time today, we are going to get a message from the presidential alert system, and I think most modern phones do not have the option to turn these off. Now, why is this important? Why am I not like, this is so bad. Ah! Okay, trust me, I'm not going to get regular tweets from the president. If I start getting regular tweets from the president, yeah, now we have a problem. But as television, well, of course, first with newspapers, if there was something important, it'd be in the newspaper. The problem is newspapers are so slow. And then we had radio. But not a lot of people are listening to radio. And of course, now we have television. So basically, any means that people use on a regular basis to communicate, they have used to pass emergency messages. And that's a good thing. You know, if there is some potential terrorist event going on downtown here, I would kind of like to know, because I don't want to go downtown right now. Okay, it's the same approach that I do, like I use the football schedule much the same way. When there's a football game, like we had the Penn State-Ohio State whiteout game in town this week, yeah, I went shopping at 1 a.m. on Friday night because Saturday you ain't leaving the house, yo, unless you're trying to go to a game, and it's crazy. All right, and that's kind of thing. Now, by the way, a scary, scary side note. I go to a business meeting on Tuesdays, and there was a lot of the people in there, of course, are big Penn State fans, and a lot of them have season tickets. Well, they did this thing at the Penn State game where they took a camera out in the middle of the stadium at Beaver Stadium and did a full 360 of everything. They uploaded the photo to Facebook. I am telling you, this was used to test the facial recognition AI. They did one wraparound photo that you can zoom in and clearly see every person's face in the stadium. And people were showing me, like they were pulling up their phones, like all the Facebook stuff, and all of the auto tags of everybody was showing up in Facebook. I'm like, do you people not realize this is scary? Scary. Crazy scary. So back to the FEMA thing, I don't care about this at all, because all they're doing is the same thing they've done on radio, the same thing they've done on television, and by the way, it's not over-abused. I don't see it over-abused. Now, hopefully we don't get false alarms, like false alarm actually comes down through the country, you know, the Russian nukes are on their way, but, you know, like happened in Hawaii, but that being said, guys, I'm not all up in arms about this, because it's the same thing we've already had for a while. So just be aware of it. Today, 2:18. I think I should send everybody a text so I know at 2:17 the president's about to alert you, and then they're like, ah! And so, but if you're in school at this time, man, oh, keep your phone on. Turn that phone on loud, man. Turn that phone on loud. It would be really hilarious to sit down. In fact, I hope somebody out there takes pictures of this. But it'll be really hilarious if all of a sudden maybe some class is going on, some kids are taking a math class, and all of a sudden, right in class, everybody's phone, bing, all at the same time. It would be rockin' awesome, yo. I got to see videos of that. But I'm not all up in arms about this. Basically, it's just a test of a system because guess what? Nearly everybody has a cell phone now. It's a good way to get messages out. Now, if this turns into 1984 and they start giving us our 15 minutes of hate for the day, then we got a problem. Now, of course, since this is directly called the presidential alert, that immediately means half of the country right now is going to go into an absolute hissy-tizzy fit. Oh my God, the president's on my phone! Like, dude, get over it, okay? The majority of people in this country voted for the man. And he's your president. You don't like it? Get out. Get out. Go. 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 He's the president. And I'm not fully advocating everything he does, but for crying out loud, if you're going to have a tizzy fit, leave. Go find another country to tear apart and destroy. That's what I have to say about that. Oh boy. Yeah, I forgot about that. That is today, though? Let me confirm. Is that today? Wednesday. Yep, that is today. That is today. 2/18 today. We're going to get alerts from the president. Government, okay. About copies of your DVDs. All right, Lord Annex. So that is a fascinating question. Technically, in the United States, on some interpretations of the law, Digital Millennium Copyrights Act 1204 subsection D, I believe, basically says any getting around of encryption is technically a violation. And so if you own the DVD, then some people will say that it's probably okay if you make a copy of it. The technology exists. Some people will say it's not. It's kind of up to you. Now, if you own the DVD, definitely don't take those and take them and put them on the internet. Certainly don't distribute them. I wouldn't put them in a cloud account. Keep them completely local, completely offline. Don't distribute them. Don't lend them out. And I'd also be very careful about lending out the DVDs, which is hilarious. But the same thing, you know, if somebody lends me a DVD, I'm not going to just rip it because I have the technology to do so. Okay? But copies of the DVD, I hope that the law and the precedent moves in the same direction as music CDs. Like, I own the music CD, let me have a digital copy of it. Okay? Now, of course, they don't necessarily want that to happen because right now, where everything is moving towards is the direction of streaming. And so everyone wants everything all streamed. The problem is I'm not going to be paying Netflix or Amazon or anybody else money for all eternity for the rest of my life. That's not what's in my interest to do. So that's kind of my case. That's something that we need clarified in the law. Maybe we need some precedent in the law about it. I would like to be able to legally do that. As for right now, it's really open to subjective interpretation here in America. Okay, trying to improve experiences made by Mint. Expand further on what they've done. FEMA President Alert System is needed when Trump gets Jeff Sessions to do his job. Arrested the swamp monsters. Just will go berserk. Yep. Oh, hello, Red Hut. Greetings. Country law allows to make one copy of CD as a backup, but only one, and you have to keep the original even if it is unusable anymore as proof it isn't just a pirate copy. And I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that. I'd love to be able to do that for a copy or a CD. Let's see, RIco should be used against ISP monopolies. They're just territorial and slippery as a mob gang. Yep, I think so. RIco should be used against Congress. Yep. Can you make at least a digital copy to store on a hard drive? Again, it just really depends upon the interpretation of the law. It's really, the problem is the Digital Millennium Copyright Act was written so open-ended intentionally, like a lot of our laws. Corporations and mobsters are much the same in their management. Corporations, mobsters, and mega churches are much the same in their management. Don't forget those mega churches. I think creating an ISO image would subvert it, but I don't know. Shorten the handle. Very good, Mike. What, kitty? What? What? What are you doing? What? Here. Silent Robot. How's it going there? Arguing that you don't care about your right to privacy because you have nothing Nothing to hide is no different than saying you don't care about free speech. You have nothing to say. Edward Snowden. Very good quote from Edward Snowden. Okay, what about pirating something that can't be acquired legally anymore? There's another fun question about the laws. Yeah, you can't obtain it anymore. What do you do in that case? I mean, that was the case with ROMs and video games for a while. Of course, now Nintendo's cracking down on all that kind of stuff. So if you were into downloading ROMs, I hope that you got everything that you wanted, because it's virtually impossible now. They're like, what the hell, man? We're like leaving a lot of money on the table. People want to play these old games. Let's just create a subscription service so they can play it. Because they're just going to... I mean, this is the problem. This is why subscription services are destructive. It's just like for the rest of your life, and it's like this and that and the other, and everything is this and that and whatever else. Every bit of it's just trying to get in on it. Mr. Anderson has missed the beginning. All right. Still privacy because someone owns rights to this product. Yeah, if the company goes completely defunct, there's another question too. No respect for privates. They're the big reason the games and software prices have skyrocketed. Yep. El Presidencio Alertio. Trump letter short version. Thank you for sharing. Now piss off. Main reason expensive DRM that doesn't work is greediness. Yeah. Case, think if your country doesn't ban this, then it isn't illegal, but problems may arise anyway. What are my thoughts of PeerTube? I don't have any thoughts on PeerTube. Torrent the original Star Wars without CGI because the original is no longer available, but I own the Blu-ray and paid for it. A lot of the game's copyright is no longer valid. No, not in the United States, thanks to the Walt Disney Company, who keeps on adding to the duration of copyright. Pretty soon, Beethoven's going to be still unprotected by Beethoven's copyright. Out of numbers, we can see pirates don't lower sales, so DRM has cost them money. Yeah. And that's the thing. Macmillan is the only major book publisher who did a major study on this. They removed DRM from all their ebooks, and they found piracy and loss didn't significantly increase. People respected it. And that's why I sell my books DRM free. I'm not going to... If you buy my ebook, I want you to buy my ebook. I don't want you to be locked into an ecosystem, so you buy my ebook, and then you're like... Oh, God. You wake up one day and you go free, so you can switch to a different reader. I use free open source e-readers. They work perfectly fine over there. I don't want you to be forced in on that. That's the case. Tux Digital, greetings, Michael. How are you doing? It's really only the availability aspect. Most people don't care as long as they can access it and they don't want to adopt new mediums. Okay. So scary, scanning your face and other stuff. Yeah, I own the original trilogy on VHS, which I can't watch because, well, tape degradation. Yep. Friends don't use Outlook for Android. I disconnected it from Google services a year ago. When I connected it again yesterday, it shows the labels, which I deleted a year ago. Wow. Yeah, that's why I don't use Microsoft products as much as possible. Majority did not vote for him. Well, it was right at the line. I think that's the biggest problem. We could fight back and forth about it left and right. The bottom line is that what we need to do is do away with the two-party system, and we need to do away with the Electoral College. And why don't we just do away with terms? I mean, really, let's... we just need a change in the government, okay? do away with, or like add term limits everywhere. It's good we got term limits on the president. We also need term limits on senators in Congress and things like that. We need to do away with the two-party system. We need to do away with electoral college. That's I think we'll leave it there so we don't go all political. But let's see. Indeed, issue to watch movies, TV, anime. I need at least 7 services for everything. Yeah, and that's gonna cost you $150, $200 a month. You know. Sorry if you guys are buffering. I'm not dropping off to nothingness, but my OBS does keep dropping in bitrate a little bit. Storing all our mails on the servers, which cannot be deleted even though we revoke access. Yep. He won thanks to the Electoral College, but he didn't technically win the majority vote. That's a different thing. Yeah, I think I will probably agree with that. 3 million more voted for Hillary. But were they real people? There's a thought. Guns like Democrats like their voters. Unregistered. Like, oh, that's a good bumper sticker. To say there's no voter fraud, I would probably disagree with that. Which direction voter fraud went, we could have a discussion about that. Okay. Confirmed dead people somehow voted. Let's see. I don't own a Blu-ray player, so I'm not going to buy a disc. I think I've acquired 1 or 2 Blu-rays from those packages. It has the DVD and the Blu-ray. Why do I need both? Give me a cheaper option and give me one of them. I think it was a gift from somebody. I think I have Pirates of the Caribbean and one of the Hunger Games. I think I have Blu-ray copies. If anybody wants a Blu-ray of either of those movies, let me know. I'll send them to you. I don't care about Blu-ray. Not going to buy a player. Don't care. Was RIco created in Puerto Rico? Still wonder how America got 2 of the worst possible choices in the election to begin with. Yeah. Don't censor free speech. I had that happen yesterday. It's contradictive to be pro-freedom, pro-Linux, yet anti-freedom of speech. Okay. Who can be stupid as thumb down videos or streams? Oh, it's just my YouTube bot. I wonder if we're let me go in here and see if I've been demonetized yet. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. Okay. Woohoo! We're still monetized. I don't know how that happened. Okay. Causing an issue, interesting choice of words, but there are court cases where an IT pro proves the voting machines used recently were programmed to flip votes. About digital CD and DVD downloads. Well, music itself, the general precedent says, doesn't ever ask where you got your MP3. It's where we have the issues. Is it legal to own? I don't know. You'd have to check with all the law precedents on that. I don't know. All right, I'm going to bypass everything having to do with the voting. We're done with that issue. Trying to use Handshake to copy DVDs. Some reason didn't work. Guessing there's an encryption key I need to put somewhere. Yeah, DVDs are locked with encryption. That's why they're a violation. If a CD does not fall under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act because a CD is not encrypted. A DVD is. That's what the problem is. When's my next live session? I will do a, I think 6 o'clock tonight. I'll look at some distro. I need to figure out which one yet. I might do the new the new point release of Linux Lite, which there's really nothing significant in it, but unless there's something else out there, I don't know. Watch what I can legally on Hulu and download what I can't. There you go. See you later, Maverick. Okay. DRM are somewhat necessary if stealing becomes as easy as buying after a decade piracy will release. Not necessarily. You know, I've always had the ability to rip CDs. I've never ripped CDs that I've never owned. You know? Now, the precedent for that is a little bit different than the DVDs. You know, it's the same argument. You know, you can make recreational pot legal in the state. I'm still not going to go out and smoke weed. Okay, I'm not going to do it because I think it's stupid. Popcorn Time is available on Linux. I'm not going to use it. Okay, now there comes a point in time when it becomes easier and easier and easier. And one of the weird things that happened with the rise of the internet is people lost track of what piracy is. And so we need to be aware of it. But just because it's easy to do that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to increase the rise in it. As long as we understand what is legal and what is illegal uses, I think the biggest problem we have right now is that companies are making it hard for me to purchase a copy of something. I want to buy a copy and own my copy, be it digital or physical. Okay, I wish I could go online and say, I'm going to buy the physical copy of, or a digital copy of this movie that wasn't tied to an account, that I could just pay money for it, download it, and now what I do with it is up to me. Of course, there's Amazon, you know, Amazon Video, which you can use, but it's tied to your Amazon account. If I decide tomorrow that Amazon's just gone crazy and I want nothing more to do with Amazon, I've lost all of those. It's the same thing with people buying all their music and they're in their ecosystem. You buy all thousands of movies and music inside your iTunes ecosystem. It really locks you in because you lose it all if you leave. That's the problem. I want to have a way where we can DRM-free purchase a copy. Could it make it easy to distribute it? Yes. Is it going to necessarily happen? Not really. Macmillan already demonstrated that. Term limits, agree with getting rid of a two-party system. I prefer single transferable vote. There you go. Yeah. Democracy is two wolves and a lamb voting for what's for dinner. Yep. From democracy, you can get a while back. Okay. Piracy will be easy as drag and drop a file, then it will spread very fast. Not necessarily. Not if people are educated as to what is legal and what is not legal. Just because it's easy doesn't mean, or legal doesn't necessarily mean, that's kind of the breakdown. Like, this is a DRM-free copy, but if you're ever caught selling or distributing this for free, we're coming after you for a lot. Like to have Blu-ray ISOs, but the amount of data to store that stuff would be crazy. Yep. The cat voted for whoever gave the most treats. Tom has a monopoly on treats. Not fair. That's right, kitty. Technically does demonetize mean? Technically demonetize means, like, when people talk about demonetize, they mean limited ads, which means you'll only get a few ads on videos, and it's for companies that really don't care. You won't get the majority of ads on videos. That's what, when someone says, I've been demonetized, that's what they mean. It's the yellow. Now, completely demonetizes, basically, they completely restrict any ads from showing up on it at all. That is a different thing, but it's a little bit more rare. Hello, Falcor. I try and do an early stream a couple times a week for the guys guys on the other end of the country, or on the other end of the world. So this is my earlier stream, which I got to get to work here in a few minutes. So I got to jump off. About 15 minutes. We'll wrap it up if we're not done yet. I think EU streams are winning the viewers. Yeah, we're at 76, peak 70 right now. So yeah. First live stream we watched in all your feeds. Well, welcome, John. How are you? Everyone say hello to John. Ubuntu 18.10 stock beta 2. I looked at the possibility of doing that, and then I went to the changelog, and it was blank. I was confused. Just arrived. What's RICO? RICO is the abbreviation for racketeering. So basically, this moron, for anybody that jumped on late, this moron was utilizing a fully encrypted thing specifically to market very highly secure and easily remotely wipeable devices to drug dealers and things. And they couldn't get him on anything else, so they kind of picked him up on facilitating drug charges, which basically means racketeering. And so my argument is don't do this kind of stuff for stupid reasons, because you're giving the rest of us that do it because we care about our privacy, because it's a human right, a bad name. So that's RICO. What time is it over there in our colonies? It is 1:17 in this end of the colonies. It's about 19:12 here now, so time to take some time on YouTube after a hard day at work. Well, greetings, Falcor. All right. Because it has been changed. Okay. Ubuntu is dead. Get used to the idea. Okay. Feels good to legally use libdvd CSS here in the UK. There you go. Lucky. Yeah, I think the best argument that I've heard on pirating software was actually from Techlore. He's like, yeah, I pirated when I started the channel to learn how to do it, and he's like, now that I'm making enough money, I buy it. You know, but the reality is, you know, this software is too expensive for somebody to break into the business. Like, you know, my brother is a startup video game company. They can't afford $200 a month on 3DS Max. They don't make $200 a month. There is. I mean, holy crap. That's part of it. So, I don't know. Dead Republicans voted for Obama. Oh, that's exciting. All right. Streaming services is the dictatorship of media. Yes, I agree. Does Google Play let you download? I know music, I think most of them do. Like Apple can, Google Play, I think, can download music. I don't know about movies. I have no idea. Of course, Netflix, you can, in theory, download them. Like, you can play them offline, but you still have to play them through your app. And so that adds the limitation. So in theory, if you will run DD with a DVD as a source, you will not break the law because you're just dumping raw data. The content is still encrypted. Yes, technically that is true, I think. Love GOG Industry, owned by CD Projekt, has DRM-free games. Yep. You have to use a decryptor to play it every time. Yeah, as long as it gives you a legal workaround, I'd be fairly okay with that. Do this for us, then the East. Yep, no problem, man. That's why I do it. I almost missed today, I gotta say, but does decrypting thing done by hardware or by software? If it's the player, then in theory you can DD encrypted DVD in the US. I think as long as it's done by hardware, you're safe. I don't know, though. Hello there, John Pooster. Change Ubuntu 18.10, the new icon theme set. Yeah, it is based on GNOME 330, I think. That's really the difference. A lot of the royalty-free music, some of which isn't bad if you're okay with electronic instrumental. Encryption is only for corporations. They want to know everything about you while keeping secrets from public. Yep. Hey, this data collection's a two-way street. Yeah. Called oatmealing, which is essentially pirating unless you can afford not to, or in other terms, if something deserves to be paid for due for quality. Usually software, but could be both. Well, I've not heard of that specific term, but that's kind of cool. Well, let's go ahead and do our call for comments. And of course, that means we are getting close to feeding this critter here. Oh, kitty. Oh, kitty. You know what's coming? The Temptations. I'm tempting the kitty. Hey, buddy. Go on, put your paw in there. You got it. Now stick your face in there. People like it when you stick your face in there. Go on. You got it. You got it, kitty. You got it. Yeah, there you go. One more. There you go. And we'll give you one more, but you got to turn around. Nope, 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 nope. This came up. Over here, over here, over here. Over here, buddy. Oh, there you go. There you go, buddy. Are they finger licking good? Yeah, they're finger licking good. All right. He's a happy cat. Yeah. Time is the test alert supposed to happen? Just under an hour. 2:18 Eastern time. It is 1:22 Eastern time, so about 45-50 minutes we should start seeing it. Currently on Ubuntu 9.10 for the glory days. There you go. New icon set in Ubuntu 18.10 is nice because it's based on the Suri theme from Ubuntu Touch. Oh, cool. I'll have to look into it. Cute kitty, but I prefer dogs. All right. You don't prefer dogs, do you? No? You don't prefer dogs? You prefer kitties? Okay. Don't do my cat stands in front of the TV now and some want the treat too. Uh-oh. Meow, meow. See, guys? I'm telling you. Temptations needs to sponsor this channel. It was meant to be for Tuck Digital's comments, but timing, I guess. Paw looking good. There you go. Kind of late. All right. Yep. I think we're going to go ahead and jump off here. So thanks for coming along. Also, don't forget to take a look at the links in the description down below. You can find me over on Patreon, patreon.com/TomM. And I do have some Linux t-shirts, mouse pads. Of course, here's the cool mouse pad there with the motherboard on it. I have the Save Linux mouse pad and a mouse pad with the kitty on it too. Shop.switchedtolinux.com. So thanks for coming along, and I hope that you guys also enjoy switching to Linux.